I appreciate you stopping by my YouTube channel today, and thank you for being a friend. It was the Golden Girls theme, but it's kind of the theme for this video as well, as I have two AOKs to open up today, one from Tony Fett and the other from Varangian Vigilante. We'll do that in just a few minutes. Thanks again for stopping by to watch that. I would like to take a moment before we begin, though, to add my condolences to the family and friends of Sam's Tangled Web. I was a subscriber to Sam's channel, and I believe he was a subscriber back to my channel. I do remember chatting with him and always saying hi to him in the chats. He was always very kind and friendly to me. I wish I had gotten the chance to know him better, but my deepest condolences to the family and friends. It certainly is a loss, and Sam, you will never be forgotten. So in today's video, as I mentioned, we have two AOKs, and we're going to start out with one from Tony Fett. Tony is one of the fanboys from Fanboys Live and the Retro Review, along with Comic Food 2814 and Tim the Comic Collector and myself. It rotates throughout those channels on Sunday evenings. We call it the best DC Comics show on YouTube. It involves current DC Comics news and a retro review from one of their titles. But Tony and I have so much stuff in common, and I always enjoy getting to interact with him. And he's taught me so many things, even beyond the scope of comic books. He's taught me a little bit about cryptocurrency, about what I can understand. It had nothing to do with Superman's dog. Who knew? I didn't. And Tony and I not only share the mutual love of comic books, but we're both big autograph collectors. As a matter of fact, on Instagram, he's Signature King Tony. And he accomplished a big goal of getting his 400th autographed comic book in his collection very recently. And now that doesn't mean he has 400 signatures total. That means he has 400 different signed comic books. Some of them have multiple signatures on them. So that is super awesome. I love always getting the chance to interact with Tony. And one place that he accomplished his goal at recently was the Baltimore Comic Con. And Tony went there and was kind enough to bring a few things back for me. Now, one book specifically that I know is in this AOK is a signed comic from Becky Cloonan, which I'm so stoked about. Becky Cloonan and Michael Conrad are the current writers on Wonder Woman. And just a couple days before the con, on actual Wonder Woman Day, I was invited by the two of them to do an Instagram Live, and I had such a great time hanging out with them for the entire hour. Well, Becky was going to be at Baltimore Comic Con. Tony was going, and I said, oh, Tony, if you could get me a signed book, I would love it so much. And if you could make it this comic book, I would love it even more. And I know that he got that book signed for me, although I haven't seen what the signature looks like or what the book looked like since it's been signed. But I know that that's inside, and I think he said he sent something else as well. So my curiosity is piqued. In just a moment, I'm going to open it. First of all, I've left links for Tony's channel and Varangian Vigilante's channel in the description for this video. Please sub them up if you haven't already. When it comes to Tony, he's actually pretty close to 500 subscribers. It's within spitting distance, and I'd love to see for that happen for him. Definitely this year for sure. If not, as soon as we can make that happen. So when this video ends, if you haven't subbed up Tony Fett, make sure to do so. If you haven't, you're missing some great content. Tony's an awesome guy, and he has been killing it in views with the YouTube Shorts. So congratulations to him on the success he's found with that. But his regular content is a bunch of fun too, and you're going to see some great books. I'm going to throw you into fast forward mode, and we're going to find out what Tony sent. Okay, so funny story I want to tell you as well. When this package arrived via UPS, I sent Tony a picture. It was in a bubble wrap mailer, and I said, okay, it arrived. And he's like, is that my package? I'm like, yeah. And he's like, that's not the box that I sent it in. He's like, I didn't send it in a bubble wrap mailer. So he's like, open it up just to make sure that the Gemini is still in there. And it was intact, and it doesn't look like it was messed with. But somewhere, somehow, the original shipping box with my Tony tape went awry, and it got shipped to me another way. So thank goodness he didn't enclose anything else besides the Gemini, because somebody opened up my mail. Okay. I see there's a note here along with a business card. So the note says, Sir Magic Lasso, hope you enjoy the signatures. I had a great time chatting with Becky Cloonan, and we talked about you and how much a cool dude you are for being a huge supporter of everyone in the comic community on both YouTube and Instagram. I was also able to hook you up with this badass Wonder Woman 80th anniversary, signed by Doc Shaner, Becky Cloonan, and Amy Reeder. Enjoy the books, Tony. That is awesome. Wow. Oh, man. So this first book, and as you can see, I'm not looking down at it. I haven't seen the signatures. I see that there is writing on the cover. So I'm going to reveal the signatures with the book at the same time. But I'm going to tell you the reason that I chose this cover. This is one of my favorite covers that has come out in Wonder Woman. And recently on Instagram, I did my favorite Wonder Woman covers by the decade. And I was a little limited on space, and you know, we're currently in a decade, so this decade hasn't been completed. But as of right now, this is my favorite cover that's been released in this decade. It's Wonder Woman 778. Oh, that's so cool. And she's saying Ryan in a word balloon. Oh, I love it. I love this so much. That is awesome. I love having it personalized too. It just, it makes it even more sweeter for me. So I have a goal with this book. And part of the goal, I think, is going to be a little easier to accomplish. The first part of the goal, which I'll tell you about, I think is going to be the easier part. I need to get Michael Conrad to sign this book. That is major goal. That needs to happen. Now, the second part, which I think is going to be a little more harder to get done, I want Travis Moore not only to sign this, but I want him to do a remark. And not a Wonder Woman remark. I want him to do a remark of Siegfried, Siggy, who's right there. I want him to do a Siggy remark. And I don't know how I'm going to accomplish that because I haven't seen Travis scheduled at any conventions, and I don't live near where a lot of conventions happen. So not sure how that's going to happen, and I don't think he has a P.O. box or anything to be able to accomplish this mail order, but someday, somehow, that's going to be the goal to accomplish. In the meantime, I am so stoked to have this, and that's awesome. Thanks, Tony. That is awesome. Let's take a look at the other book that Tony sent, and he said it's one of the Wonder Woman 80th anniversary. Now, you might remember I did a video on my YouTube channel recently where I looked at the complete Wonder Woman 80th anniversary covers. So I'm not sure which cover he picked to get multiple signed, but it's this one. Oh, cool. It's the Travis Moore cover. Oh, nice. Wonder Woman's 80th anniversary. And is personalized to Ryan right underneath that Wonder Woman's 80th anniversary logo. Oh, that is awesome. Oh, and everyone personalized it that signed it. That is so cool. Oh, man, I love that. And you know what? Maybe new goal to try to get this signed by everyone that was involved with this book, which, by the way, I loved this book. It was a $10 comic book, and it was worth it because the stories were great. The main story was a little bit emotional, but the rest of the stories were fun, and it certainly was investing a lot of money in to get each variant cover for. I'm glad I did. It was nothing like the Wonder Woman 750 covers. It wasn't nearly as many of those, which I did a video of that on my channel as well. Oh, Tony, thanks for taking care of me, man. I am just, I'm stoked. I thank you for thinking of me. I mean, this is time. You only got to go to that con one day, and you thought of me and devoted some of that time of your one day at the con to do this for me, and I certainly appreciate it. And Becky Cloonan, thank you for apparently the kind things that you and Tony talked about regarding me. And thank you and Michael for being so kind to me, not only in recording an intro for my issue number 750 video on Wonder Woman Day, but doing the Instagram live with me. I had a great time visiting with you, and I hope it's something we get to do again. And I hope sometime we get to hang in person. I just had such an awesome time with both of you. Feel the love, I feel the friendship, and I feel the love. So thank you again, Tony. Sincerely do appreciate it. You're awesome, man. Before we get into Varangian Vigilante's AOK, let's shout out a new subscriber to my channel. Know Your Marvel News is one of my new and recent subscribers. I appreciate you so much subscribing to my channel. I have subbed you back, and I hope that people will check out your channel and sub to it as we continue to grow this community as well. And Know Your Marvel News, this is probably pretty DC/Wonder Woman heavy video, but we'll have Marvel as the topic for Cover By coming up this upcoming Friday morning on my channel. So if you haven't had the chance to check out that series of videos, I hope that you will. We're going to choose between the A and the B cover of a Marvel property. And I'll give you a little hint towards what we're going to do for this Friday. We're going to go green. That's all I'm saying, at least right now. Varangian Vigilante has sent me another AOK, VV Thorsten. You know, he was the very first person in the community who sent me an AOK, and he's asked for a Wonder Woman wish list. Varangian lives in Austria, if you didn't know. And he asked me to put together a wish list for him, which I did. And with his last AOK, he accomplished the entire wish list and more. And so he said to me, I need another wish list. So right now, I just love any of the foreign edition Wonder Woman comics. And I'm definitely trying to work on Wundergirl, as she's called in Germany, in the 2 runs of titles, which is near 100 issues total that they did on her. And I'm appreciative for any of them. I did send him another list with some books that I said, well, I do like these covers more than any others, but really any book that I don't have is appreciated. And I sent him, I think, a couple that also weren't Germany, but were other foreign titles, because you never know. I mean, they're closer to him than they are to me, and they might filter somewhere his way. This package, I'll say, out of all the packages that BB has sent me, this one has had less battle damage in transit. It's in pretty tip-top shape. So I had one time that I was worried that contents had possibly fallen out from because it was ripped so much on the tops and on the sides. So all VV told me is there's Wonder Woman in here, you're going to like it. And I know I'm going to like it because there's Wonder Woman in here. Fast forward mode once again, we'll find out what VV sent. Okay, as we open up the bag, recently I had the chance to send VV another AOK myself, and I get quite the chuckle out of the fact that I found him a Swamp Thing comic book that had, and it was an illustration, it wasn't a photo, and it was an annual. Sorry for the loud tape noise here. But it was Swamp Thing Annual 1, and it had Adrienne Barbeau's likeness drawn on there. Because when VV and Sean do their Friday movie chats every afternoon, I should say, the first thing that I say when I say hello to them is a special hello to Adrienne Barbeau wherever she is. And I got a big kick out of the fact that I found a comic book with her on and was able to send that to him. So I'm not looking. Got an envelope. VV's signature series. I know what this is. So my J Hood Creative tattoo, I got VV, and VV got one of me, which is cool. I sent it to VV and asked him to autograph that. And he has sent it back. So there's the regular tattoo, and on the back, to Ryan in friendship, VV Thorsten. That's awesome. And along with it, he sent me a DC Future State, a Panini card with the Future State Yara Flor Wonder Woman and Future State Superman. That's cool. It's got a nice back to it as well. Oh, that's sweet. That's awesome. Thanks, Vivi. I've never seen this card before, so I'm happy to have this and add this to my collection. That's awesome. Thank you. So besides the cards, I've got some books to look at. It says start here. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take the first one and not look. First one is flipped upside down. I haven't looked at the other ones. What do we have? We have Wundergirl. Oh, I'm familiar with this. This is part of a great 3-issue story arc that kind of did a soft reboot on Wonder Woman at the time. That's awesome. Man, the colors are just popping on this. These books, if you've never seen a foreign edition book, especially a German one, these books are so thin and the paper is so thin. Wow. That's pretty awesome. I love it. Thanks, Vivi. This is pretty similar overall to the US cover. Love it. This would have been issue 270 in the US, if I'm remembering correctly. Very, very cool. 1 second. Okay, we're heading on to book number 2. This is the equivalent to Wonder Woman 275, and that's easy for me to detect. I've shown this and talked about it I talked about it in some videos and live chats, but I've shown it on Comic Gories and on Kavi's Original Art Hour. I own the original art to this, which is one of the reasons I put this book on my second list that I sent Vivi of priority books that I like to have, just to have the German version of this, since I own the original art to it. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Big difference, about the only difference really between this and the US version besides the language is the US version had a little Huntress picture up here, also including Huntress backup. And obviously this one doesn't have. That's sweet. This is the last page of the previous issue was the introduction of Debbie Domain as the second Cheetah. So, and this is her first cover appearance, you should say. She was in the shadows on the previous cover. This is her first full-fledged, full appearance on the cover. That's sweet. Thank you. Not looking. Oh, nice. This is part of a 3-issue story arc. I think it's the first time that all of the DC superheroines came together to have a big epic battle. And it was within 3 issues of Wonder Woman. And if I'm remembering correctly, I think this was the third part of the 3 parts. So this would have been 293, I think. This is the German equivalent of the US 293. Nice. Love it. Very, very nice. Colors are just popping on these books too. Okay, not looking. Nubia. This is the equivalent of Wonder Woman 206. So Nubia was introduced in the US Wonder Woman 204. So here she is on the cover of 206. That is nice. My friend Mr. Fridge Art, I think this is his all-time favorite Wonder Woman cover, if I'm not mistaken. Sweet. I love it. I love the yellow background. That's awesome. Nice. I love this cover. This is Joe Staton cover, and this is the German equivalent to Wonder Woman 253, which is a really good 2-part story. with about Antiope becoming the Silver Serpent. And back then, Antiope wasn't a character that was very much used or very well known in the Wonder Woman world. She became more prevalent when George Perez rebooted her in '87. But, I mean, this cover, you just can't go wrong with this cover. I even have a folder and a notebook that have this cover image on it too. And I have a poster that has this image, but just with a like a orangish colored background, more a butterscotch colored background to it. That's cool. Love it. Oh, VV, you've been spoiling me. Okay, I think this might be the last one. Okay, I'm pretty sure this is the last one. Have not peeked. Just look to make sure it's the last one, and I think it is. What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? Love this. Wonder Woman #1. This is from, it looks like 2017, but it's the Mike Diodato. And this was never a cover here in the US. This was a splash page from maybe issue 90, maybe? I think so. And I love that. I love the big W behind her too. And this was another one that was on my goal and my wish list. And VV took care of it for me. Wow. I'm stoked. Thank you so much. Wow. So Thorsten, thank you for the books, for the trading card, and for the autograph. Sincerely appreciate you so much. Thorsten, Varangian Vigilante, he's getting close to catching up to me in terms of subscribers. I'm only just a few ahead of him, so please sub him up too if you haven't already. Thorsten, I thank you so much for thinking of me, for putting these books in what you know is a good home from someone that's truly going to appreciate them. Tony, I thank you for the same thing. The friendships of both of you just mean the world to me, and I sincerely can't thank you enough. The books are great, the friendships are better, and that goes all across the community. You don't have to send me anything either. I'm so thankful and appreciative for the friendships that I've made in this community, for the people that talk to me and want to interact with me or show me some books that they got or talk about something that they have in their collection. All of that means the world to me. So I salute you. What did you think? I'd love to have your comments below. They're always encouraged, welcome, and appreciated. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel for some reason, well, first of all, I'm glad that you're here. And secondly, I'd love it if you would hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you know when new content is added to my channel. Coming up, we have Cover By. It's a Marvel book this upcoming Friday that will drop 7 a.m. Central Time, Friday morning on my channel. And you know, when Tony was at Baltimore Comic Con, he went the final day of the con, the Sunday. And that same day that Tony was at that con, I went to another comic show and I picked up some books. And I think that's what I'm going to share with you next week on my comic book editions video here on my channel. So hang tight for that. And I'll also have an AOK from Mercy Collectibles that I'll be sharing in that video as well. So sincere thanks and appreciation for watching all the way to the end. You guys are awesome. Hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. Take care.